Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. We're back in the showcase once again. It's almost like we did this yesterday. Oh wait, we actually did do this yesterday, but that's okay though. I'm excited to get into class 7 and also to finish this streaming session. Basically, yeah, I'm gonna go for like a couple hours this time. 3 hours and a half last time was too much, but this time, hopefully with a little bit of a 2.5 hour cap, maybe something like that, we can get through a bunch of these class 7 vehicles. I got some really nice chai tea, so hopefully I can get through things. Yeah, literally the delay for the stream was because I was making tea. So did you catch my tip in the Discord with the egg? Uh, no. Yeah, no, hopefully I'm not echoing Rob. It let me know if the sound is bad or anything like that. But we should be able to just kind of get started here pretty early. It's actually 68 submissions because I messed up and I put Rob's car in the wrong class, I believe. So the count was a little bit off. I had to recount it, and then I came up with 68. So it should be pretty good. I think you can kind of see it here. So 68 running, 83 were originally in the running, and then we did the 6 DQs, or the 6 soft DQs, I guess we can call them, yesterday. So we have run a few Class 7 cars already, although they were kicked into Sportsman for reasons. Yeah, literally the last one, I kind of just tacked you on at the end. I apologize. The cars they're in the order of submission, so that's kind of how I've been organizing it. I'm almost punishing people for submitting early. But anyways, it is what it is. We're kind of just stuck with this the way that I have it set up. Now, let's get rid of the preview here and get into the time trial. Is my sound working? Yes, it is. Okay. So we're going to be starting off with the Italiano. I can't spell at all today. This one right here, Baja 2. Oh, I didn't even pick the track. It's kind of important. I'm feeling kind of lazy today, I'll be honest with you. It's a bit of a lazy Sunday. Part of the reason that this stream has been delayed is because I had to shovel my driveway, and it took like an hour. So that took a lot longer than I thought. We got a lot of snow here over the last night, basically. You've been waiting ages for Class 7, really, ages. Oh, man. I am... It's 50 to 60 miles per hour, handles most of the bumps well. Okay, I'm assuming the egg is your car, and I guess... Is it even going to run today? How far down is it? I guess we'll see. Yeah, I think we got a bit more than 4 inches. We probably got like 6 inches worth, which would be about 15 centimeters. And then because of the way that my street is oriented, and the way that my house is on the street, I just got like, my driveway just got absolutely flooded with these snowplows. So I spent a whole bunch of time just like, pretty much I have to break out the snowblower down the driveway and then down to the end and clear that out. That alone is like half an hour. But it's just a Canadian thing. Like literally, one of the funniest things about where I live is actually there's two funny things. First one is snowmobiles are allowed on the street here. So sometimes you'll just be like outside doing something during the snowstorm or whatever, and a group of snowmobiles just comes down the street. So if you're really stuck, then you bust out your snowmobile and just drive wherever you need to go in town, or take the trail down to the big city. And then The second funny thing I find is every time there's a big snowstorm, it's just like snowblower heaven out there. Like there's so many people. You go outside and every single neighbor is out with their snowblower. I was a bit late on the clearing today. Most people were doing the snowblower thing in the morning, but that's kind of just how it goes. But yeah, it looks like we got a decent amount of people here. Welcome Turbo Crash and everybody else to the stream. But yeah, 20-ish people. I think we're ready to go for the Italiano Campagna Baja made by Panzerato. Let's see how this one does. So we're still kind of maintaining the same level of speed that we were last time. The fastest car being a 154, and then the fastest car I've run in Class 7 so far, being a DQ car, managed to hit 157, I believe it was yesterday at the end of the stream. Okay, we just lost like literally all the fenders. She lives. But yeah, for a first run of the day, I'm hoping the things go well. I feel like I'm getting a bit of deja vu with this track. It's almost like I've been here before. But I think because last time towards the end of the stream I was kind of dying a little bit, or I was running out of things I wanted to discuss, and we might retread some stuff today. So if you've been around for every stream so far, then it might be a little bit of retread. But if you guys could help me out with some topics and stuff to keep it going, that would be very much appreciated. That being said, how is everybody doing today? Type me out a response in the comments. Did you watch the most recent video with the CRZ that came out literally the exact same time as the stream yesterday? It seems like a lot of people have been enjoying that one, and I'm pretty pleased with it, so I was curious about some feedback. Lazy Sunday? Yeah, you know, that's what Sunday's about, in my opinion. Oh, don't you dare. This car's wheels kind of stick out pretty drastically on the sides, so it's pretty easy to recover it, which is a good thing. It's definitely not quick though. It's she's soft. Very, very soft. And pulling a little bit to the right at the moment. As with every car, I'm trying to do these in as few runs as possible with a maximum of 3 if you're new to this series. And the reason for that is we have 67 to get through, and it probably takes an hour to do 12, as we found out. So it's like you gotta be... Oh. Land it, land it. Scruffy run, but she's probably gonna make it. Glad to hear that you guys are doing well on this lazy Sunday, by the way. I can't read every single one of your messages as they fly past, but I do try to keep up with you. Okay, this run has been pretty scruffy. I'm gonna take the age-old shortcut. This is actually my first run of the day, and surprisingly we have not had any drastic failures. So hopefully that's a little bit of a... Oh, come on. It's a little bit of a thing for today to say that no drastic failures. By the way, that is currently first place. 2:56.142. We got a time on the board. So, Class 7, I gotta find another one. A lot of the cars in Class 7 are called Class 7, but thankfully when I was going through them I took the time to try and find something unique about the name and put it in the spreadsheet so we wouldn't lose it amongst all the other vehicles called Class 7 something. Oh man. It's late where you live. 9:16. That would be 21:16. I usually do 24-hour time as well. Wait, that guy with a face, or Amos, I guess is your other name. What do you do that you're working with ice blocks. That's an interesting kind of job. This one is made by Trey. And it's called Trey's Class 7 Coupe Auto something, whatever it said in the chat thing there. This is a car converted for Baja, and I'm interested to see how it goes. 4x4, by the way. We actually have a bit of a string of 4x4s coming up. You know, I have actually not been to very many car events. Although I would absolutely love to do a Gambler 500, I don't think they run them in my area, so I'd have to go pretty far to actually like make it to an event. And at the moment, I just don't have the time to commit to it. But I'd love to do something like that one day. That would be a ton of fun. Even to just build a car in the spirit of the Gambler 500 would be a big thing on my my to-do list. I was gonna say bucket list, but I don't know about that. But to-do list, I would say so. Oh, I got some cool stuff I can talk about here in terms of racing if you guys are down. Where I live, I am actually not too far from ice races. And so if you're from Ontario, you might know where this is because there are only a few areas that do it. But I want to do ice racing in my Tiburon, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. The requirements are pretty lax in terms of like the car modification, but it would need a few things done to it to get it ready for ice racing. And I'm not going to win, obviously, but I oh goodness, we just lost a wheel. But I do want to just at least try for fun. So yeah, because I live in the grand old north, it's fairly easy during the winter to freeze stuff, including a giant field. So that's basically what the ice racing is. They make a course on a field. It's not actually on a lake, so it's a lot safer in that regard. And what they do is basically they prep their cars. They run for 6 weeks of the year. And I'm excited to potentially take part in that next year, depending on how things go. But I do need to get registered and get what they call a Class C racing license. But it seems fairly easy to obtain one. So yeah, the safety factor. Oh, what the? We are thoroughly tweaked. Okay, let's do one more run with this Crown Vic. Two-door Crown Vic. Okay, it's not a Crown Vic. Yeah, so ice racing sounds pretty cool. I'm thinking about it. We'll see if I actually make it to an event. What I'll probably do is go and actually just watch one and see how it goes, and then I'll determine if I'm interested. I think admission to spectate is free, so it'd be a good opportunity to just talk to the people who actually do it, see exactly how things go and how expensive it gets, and then yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. Somebody asked me how fast I've driven. Hypothetically, no, I think the fastest I've gone would probably be like 150 kilometers an hour on the highway. Not saying I should have been going that fast, but yeah, there was a time, and this is actually totally true, when I thought my Tiburon speedometer was broken, and I was driving on the highway every day to work, and I was being passed when I thought I was already speeding, like drastically. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm already doing 20 over or something like that. And how are people still passing me? So I decided to try and keep up with traffic, and it was like 140, 150 on the highway, kilometers an hour. And I was just like, yeah, my speedometer must be broken. This must be like 120 or something. But I later checked my speedometer using GPS, and it was actually correct. So kind of unfortunate that it was, oh, what? Okay, we lost a wheel on that section again, which means we're gonna have to send her with 3 wheels today. First 3-wheeled vehicle to cross the line of this stream. My Tiburon is a GS, which means it's the 4-cylinder, 5-speed manual transmission version, which is I kind of think that's the better one. With the, okay, we're gonna not take that properly. But yeah, using the small engine in the Tiburons I think is better. Has a lot more tuning potential. But that's a 222, which is actually not that bad. 22.769. Up next, Cole Invictus, that's Colonel Invictus, with the unpronounceable van. This thing is going to be fun, I hope. Senayuma C7S95 Supervan. Pretty good. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, Jinko, my car has 140 horsepower. It ain't fast. It's not fast at all. Funny thing about that is my truck, I have a Ram 1500 with a 5.7 Hemi. It's a 2019. The thing has 400 horsepower, and that just blows my mind. 400 horsepower. It's the most powerful car that I've driven. And it's massive. It's also the largest. Actually, it's not the largest thing that I've driven, but it is the most powerful car that I've driven. Which is crazy. 400 horsepower. It's kind of nuts to think about how much that is. Like, that's not even that crazy these days, but for me, it's just kind of nuts. I think it's a strange world that we live in where, like, a lot of soccer mom SUVs these days, or just generic white SUVs, they have turbos and they have a lot of power. So you could probably be absolutely thrashed by a like RAV4 or something. Okay, RAV4 doesn't have turbo, but one of the turbo Honda CRVs or something like that, in your older sports car by just some mom in a CRV. And I find that to be really funny that that the cars these days, the power level is just like so escalated. It's necessary for weight. Like, a lot of these vehicles are quite heavy due to safety requirements, but still, it's a lot of power in the hands of just regular individuals. Oh, this is a pretty soft van. This thing actually runs really well. I'm gonna crash it, as you have seen. Oh goodness. Well, let's try again. Third gear, maybe? I accidentally went down there. 2013 Exploder V6 turbo. Yeah, no, the 3.5 EcoBoost V6 in the Taurus and the Explorer is wickedly powerful with a tune. Like, if you can find an ex-police Taurus with the 3.5 EcoBoost and all-wheel drive, those things are absolute weapons. Like, it's extremely fast. Not saying you're not going to smash something on the internals when you have that much power, but that's one of the things that interests me of the future. Like, it's just crazy that you can find an average car like that, but it's packing some serious heat under the hood, and more so than the police were when they were driving it. There was a guy that I knew in college. I think he dropped out of the program, but when he was in the program, I was friends with him. He had an ex-police Ford Explorer as well, and all his buddies and him went and bought these cars as their like daily drivers. So his friend had a Taurus, he had an Explorer, and they told me that they used to just cruise the highway, like speeding madly, but nobody would ever pull them over because they look like police cars. So it's just this group of like 3 or 4 ex-police cars cruising the highways. Probably scaring people like crazy, that there's all these undercover vehicles everywhere. I don't know. I just find that funny. Please just talk badly about it. I mean, if you want, I can talk badly about your vehicle. I should probably talk about this van before its run finishes, but yeah, this thing is really good. Not super fast, but very stable, as long as a lot of these longer wheelbase cars are. Very well prepped for Baja, I think. 212. 951. Not bad at all. We've actually done 3 cars and it's only been 20 minutes. You can see why it takes so long to get through these. Next one, the SLB Baja Truck 95. Let's see how she goes. "72 horsepower Mazda 121. Wow. 200 horsepower is enough. I mean, one of the things that's okay, fine, I understand. Yeah, I guess I gotta be more aggressive with it, but I appreciate the submission, Senor Invictus, Mr. Colonel Invictus. um, there's an entire discussion about like slow car fast that I find to be interesting. This thing is absolutely wild. Made by Pablo 321110, the SLB Baja Truck 95. More 4x4 stuff these days. Anytime you see a lock diff down there at the bottom, you know it's a 4x4. Yeah, I definitely got a lot of work to do. But yeah, no, I appreciate your submission. It might not have performed the way that it could, but every car's driven the same way. I was thinking about the slow car fast thing when I bought my truck. Like 400 horsepower is pretty heavy. It's not very fast, but in a straight line, that truck can absolutely rip once you get up high in the RPM. But it's dangerously fast in that direction. And when you turn a corner at that speed, it's gonna flip over like it's a truck. But the thing is that my Tiburon is fairly slow, 140 horsepower, front wheel drive, and extremely short gearing, so it's good acceleration, I guess, once you get out of first gear, but after that it just kind of cuts off. You got no top end. Honestly, the gears are a little too short for my liking, especially first. It's way too short, but I guess that makes it easier to not stall. Not talking about this car, talking about my Tiburon. So yeah, that car is not particularly fast, but it can be fun, and I just wonder what it would be like in a more sporty-oriented vehicle, because the Tiburon is essentially an Elantra with a like a different style body to it. Like underneath, it's basically an Elantra, so it's not exactly a sports car, even though it looks like one. One time, I used to drive that car to my current job, and one of the guys at it said, oh, this is bouncy. That's real bouncy. He's like, oh, that car looks sporty. Is it rear-wheel drive? And I'm like, nope. It's front-wheel drive. Oh, that was bouncy as heck. This is going to be a solid first run, by the way, for this car. Very nicely done. I think the gearing could be a little bit different, but it does hang out in first and second, no problem. 221, first run. Nicely done. Alright, next one is the C- with an actual hyphen in it. I don't know if that translated to beamng. C-LTS Baja Mod. Looks good to me. Yeah, so the Tiburon actually has a 2-liter Beta 2. It's not the 2.4. What do you think of Mazda 6 MPS? MPS. I'm not sure what the MPS is in Mazda 6, but if you're talking about Mazda Speed 6, those things are pretty wicked. Yeah, Kia and Hyundai are, or yeah, Hyundai, just like Sunday. Somebody told me, they're very similar. Basically, it's the same company. Yeah, the Mazda Speed 6 is a very interesting car. I think they only made it for 2 years, which is sad, at least in North America. C Dash, this one's made by Tyrone. Appreciate the aesthetic of this one. Nice and simple, nice and clean. And I really like the way that the back end is done with the taillights. It looks really cool. Oh, I screwed it up. It does have ESC, so the start is going to be slow pretty much no matter what. Hey, if you want to talk about BMWs, we got Knockcross here. I see him in the chat. BMW expert of the Discord. BMW aficionado. I gotta be honest with you, I don't know much about German cars, just in a general sense. Japanese stuff is more my knowledge base. But you're talking about the Mazda Speed 6 before. Only a 2-year car. They do have some problems. I believe the engines have issues, and they're a little bit spooky in that way, but I think it'd be a really cool car to have. It's kind of like a sleeper family sedan, basically. And that's sort of my style. I like those cars that are sort of subtle speed. And then sometimes I like the non-subtle speed too. Depends on the car. My first car was a Subaru Impreza Outback Sport, which is like a slightly raised version of the Impreza with two-tone paint. Pretty decent car. I wanted a WRX really badly, as you might suspect. As an 18-year-old, that's exactly what I needed. Not really, but I wanted a WRX really bad. But it was a wagon. My Outback Sport was a wagon. I think they only come in wagon for that trim. But ever since then, I've definitely been liking the hatchback. To the point that my Tiburon is also a hatchback, but it's more of like a liftback than a hatchback. It's not a standard trunk on that car. RX-7, FB RX-7. You know, I don't remember which RX-7 that is, to be honest with you. The FB, is that the newer style? Oh, this one almost flipped me over here. Oh, don't you dare. I think RX-7s are cool. I'm just in a general sense, but I'm afraid of rotary engines. I am deathly afraid of what could happen. That's the first gen. Interesting. Yeah, no, those are cool. I actually considered buying one at one point. Near where my wife used to live with her parents, there was a guy. It's an extremely wealthy subdivision. There was a guy who had one, first gen RX-7, sitting in his driveway, flat tires. It was like the classic, like, somebody's got to go over there and save that car. Ranger. Did I maybe spell this one wrong? Let's just go Rover. Range Rover Baja. I think this is it. There have been quite a few Rovers in this showcase, but yeah, Range Rover Baja. Which means I spelled it wrong in the spreadsheet. Yeah, so this car that this guy had was just like sitting in his driveway off to the side. It was like a nice wide triple car driveway. And I used to drive past it every time I was going to pick up my wife, although at the time we were just dating, so girlfriend. And I almost stopped in there one time to go and ask him about it. That would have been really cool. to show up at his door and just be like, hey, what do you want for that car, or something like that. I totally should have. And then one day it disappeared, and that was it. I've never seen it again. So I'm disappointed that it left. Alright, simple Range Rover, let's do it. I'm not checking interiors, if you're wondering. This one is made by English Fridge. Interesting name. Yeah, so I honestly think I drive better when I'm distracted. I need to be driving in like my peripherals, I guess. I gotta be thinking about something else other than trying super hard. Oh my goodness, how the thing's going here. Oh, that was pretty good. That was actually not bad. I think honestly, the more of these streams that I do, the less about the cars I'm going to be able to talk about, because there comes a point where I'm like, there ain't much to say anymore. It's just another one. Not saying that everybody's car is bland or anything. It's just once you review 172 cars, it kind of gets a little difficult to see unique things about each one. Guys talking about the BMW M2. The most affordable M, affordable with major quotes. Okay, interesting interesting anecdote about BMW M cars. I feel like I have a lot of car stories just because I have a lot of car thoughts, but I'm on Kijiji, which is basically our version of Craigslist. Way too often looking at cars and just trying to scope out some deals every once in a while. I can't buy anything. I told my wife I wouldn't buy any cars this year, but I'm still looking, if you know what I mean. I don't plan on buying anything, but there might have to be some convincing if I see something good. Oh jeez, I am sometimes looking around at BMWs just to see what is available, because BMWs can be cool. I just think you got to get the right one to be able to avoid that curse of German car maintenance is more than everything else. And then the age-old tale of there's nothing more expensive than a used German car. That doesn't have to be true. It just means that people make bad choices when they buy them. Okay, let me load up the next car before I talk about this one. It's the Ching Chen Hanji and the Lightbringer. Yes, I remember this one. Made by Gigabread. Yeah, this one is unique. What I said before about not being able to like find unique things about vehicles, yeah, this is excessively unique, this one. 1,500 on maintenance, that's too much. Genuinely, my old Infiniti, I barely put any money into it for the 4 years I owned it. Cheap car to own overall, except for gas. Holy crap, it drinks. Ah, that's good. That's some good chai tea. Just a little bit of cinnamon. Okay. This one is interesting. Very, very interesting. The Lightbringer indeed. Let's see if it's actually decent. Oh man, after this we have a Mini Cooper. I'm looking forward to the Mini Cooper instead of whatever the heck this is. Oh my goodness, the engine doesn't rev. It's got the curse of the ESC. This thing is totally cursed. It is cursed in every possible aspect. You want to see it with lights? Come on, Lightbringer. Do the ones on the back work? Oh yeah, they do. I can't see the track over that Pope hood that it's wearing. There we go. Okay, when people do stuff like this, I don't expect the car to be particularly good. This one's not terrible. Anyway, so my BMW anecdote. Sometimes I'm looking around for BMWs online just to see what they're going for these days, and there's a couple of traps out there. And by trap, I mean like a car that is looking like a really good deal, but you know it's got some major flaws. One of the ones is there's a dealer, I guess not too far from me, within my scope of search, and they have a BMW M3 convertible with the SMG, which is I believe it's a dual clutch gearbox, and it's suspiciously cheap. You know what I mean? It's like, this is a little too cheap. They've also had it for like over a year, so you know that some people have gone to look at it and then come away and just not bought it due to some reasons. But I can't help but want to go look at it and see what's wrong with it. It's I think it's a 2005 M3, to be more specific, something like that. It's that generation. Um, it's a convertible as well, so it's not quite as desirable as the coupes, and it's not a manual. So those are probably the more reasons that it's cheap, but it's got to have something going on with it. Like, there's no way it can be as cheap as it is without some major catch. And I just find that to be funny that it exists out there, the ultimate BMW trap. Some kid is going to buy it and then be like absolutely drowning in maintenance costs, rebuild the engine, thing never runs right, all that stuff. Or it could be an absolute gem and nobody knows it. I don't know. Yeah, rod bearings, I don't know, it could be a lot of things. Like, it could have been in a bad accident and it never got fully repaired properly. Could be a lot of things. Cheap performance cars come with a risk, that's all I'll say. That's a 248, and we can move on to the Mini Cooper. 48, 230. Avoid. True. Yeah, I mean, if you can do the maintenance yourself and you have a garage, then I guess you can fix things on your own, but there's only so much that the average person can do. Like, the reality is, how many of us, okay, maybe this is a select few people who are likely fairly reasonably good with cars and automotive stuff, but like, I've never fully disassembled an engine before. I've fully disassembled a car, but I never broke into the engine to try and fix stuff. If you've watched my teardown video on YouTube of pulling apart an entire G35, that's the most technical car thing I've ever done, was pulling that all to pieces, separating the engine and the transmission, engine removal, all that, and then selling the bare shell. But how many of us could actually rebuild a BMW M3 engine? Like, that would be a big job for even this most seasoned of us, I think. Maintenance is one thing, complete engine teardown and rebuild is another, and I just wonder what the average person could do. Probably not that. Okay, this one is made by Yo Mama. Yeah, I'm not reading the rest. All-wheel drive Mini Cooper, very nicely done. Except something that's really funny is the intercooler sticking out, so they had to extend the bumper to make that fit. I like that detail. Oop, almost accidentally went a little too far there. This one is darn quick though. I hope it's decent around these small bumps. Short wheelbase never is though. Oh my goodness. Fast, very fast. Gonna have to concentrate for this run, as I'm already way off track. There we go. Yeah, it seems like going slow is actually the best technique with this big boy. I say big, it's a Mini Cooper, it ain't that big. Too fast, too fast. Oh, I've had bad luck with small cars on that ramp. But this one seems to have lived. I've grown to despise a few of the bumps on this track. There are a few of them that just catch me off guard every single time. And definitely catch some cars out too. Oh, that could have been bad. Anyways. Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of videos on YouTube that can help you get through it, but I just think it takes a certain kind of person to be able to do that. and most of us don't have M3 money just kicking around, so that's why I have an Evo fund. Although even the 4G63, which is an excellent engine and they used it in a lot of cars, the turbo ones have a problem known as crank walk. So, oh goodness. It's not a super common issue, but it is a problem that can happen. Oh. Boys, it's been a long day already. It's only 3 something. Actually, it's probably closer to 4. Yeah, I mean every single car has problems, right? Pretty much every single vehicle has its own little flaws and little problems and things. Like with my truck, it would probably be rust. Those trucks will last forever, except they rust away. My Tiburon, honestly, it's a pretty solid little car, but it does have some issues. In terms of fatal flaws, nothing in particular though, which is a good thing. Turns out the more simple the car is, the less chance there's going to be a ridiculous fatal flaw. But it seems like, I mean, even with like cars like the Focus RS and stuff, when engines and cars are pushed to their limits, that's when you get problems. And that's the price we pay for being car enthusiasts and liking these fast vehicles. Is you want to drive something fast, you got to pay for its issues, unless you get really lucky. Yeah, less complex, less can go wrong. There's also a thing like when an engine is not stressed, then it's less likely to blow up. Like big truck engines of the past with the like big V8s running 200 horsepower, they were capable of a lot more, but with a low stress engine, you're less likely to break stuff. So that's kind of Toyota's philosophy with their trucks. You probably noticed in the previous generation they have like the Tundra running a 5.6 liter V8. Doesn't, or 5. No, I think it's 5.6 liter V8. I was gonna say 7, but I'm pretty sure it's 6. And that engine is slow as heck and very inefficient, but it's very understressed and it's not easy to break those. One more run with this one. I see that VS that you're wondering who the heck engineered this car. I don't know, man. It was a whole team of people and they didn't see those issues. But can you blame them? Because I wonder how many issues they squashed during development. Cars are very complicated and there's a lot of regulatory stuff that they have to hit as well. So I don't usually blame engineers for things, but I'm also kind of in that industry. It is the 3.7? Okay, I was right on my second guessing of myself. It's the Titan that has the 3.6, or 5.6. 5.6 V8 from Nissan. Oh, that was not the beautifulest of jumps, but it was actually decent. A little bit more air would have been good. So I guess we're talking about cars and their fatal flaws. I'm interested to hear what your car is and then what its fatal flaw is, if it has one. And if it doesn't have any fatal flaws, what flaws does your car have that it just has? Also, I've rolled the Mini. Oh, never mind. It rolled itself back over. Thank you very much, Monsieur Mini. I think I already said that my truck has, well, it has no rust currently, but just Rams in general have rust problems. That would definitely be its fatal issue. Although rust is fatal to a lot of vehicles, so I don't know, some are more susceptible than others. Electrical gremlins on a Hyundai? You know, I don't think that's actually too common with Hyundais, so it's unfortunate. With Hyundai, it's usually like quality problems. Sometimes their stuff is just not up to par. Broken fuel gauge not cross. Ouch. How do you know how much gas you have left? I guess you just track the kilometers you drive. That's what I do anyways. Okay, as soon as this run is done, I gotta read all these. I've instigated a discussion, I gotta finish it. With your 12-volt sockets not working, that could just be fuses, but I'm assuming that you've checked that. Roll yourself. Oh my goodness, it actually obeyed me. It rolled itself over. This run's going pretty rough. Let's just take the shortcuts and get her done. Okay, 3 minutes and 3 seconds. 6:40. Let's load up the next car and we'll talk about some car stuff. I mean, that's what I'm doing this entire stream. I'm gonna type and do this at the same time. This one made by Newman Automotive. They're Nerucci, Class 7. Okay, I see a lot of messages. I appreciate this. We're having a good discussion here. Buzzy 2014 Polo. Fatal flaw has to be the DSG. Yeah, and sometimes DSGs cause issues. Dual clutch stuff is really cool, but they always have issues. Not always, but a lot of them do. Zach T 2014 Charger Pursuit. All-wheel drive 5.7 Hemi. Cam lifter issues on the 5.7s. Yeah, no, I agree that the new trucks are better than the old ones, but still, I'm worried about my truck rusting away in Ontario winters. Benjamin has a Hyundai with a squeaky belt and a bad tensioner. That's not too bad. I mean, those are fixable things at least. And if your Hyundai is well, if it's a 4-cylinder, it's likely a transverse, so good luck changing them on the side. Bolina, Chevy Monza, leaked oil through the cylinder head. That's pretty bad. Juck with a Daihatsu, 4-gear automatic. Yeah, that doesn't sound like much. 4 gears is not very much. You need more speeds than that. These days, cars have so many speeds. 10-speed trucks. 2015 Cruise for Aero Racer. No fatal flaws, but it jolts a few inches forward under hard braking. That is weird that it does that. Oh my goodness, we got a lot more. VS oil pump stuff. Still talking about BMWs, I assume. Yeah, I can imagine. You could go on forever about different BMWs' various issues. Sorry, Nutcross. 2013 Exploder by Manny. Have a bearing replaced in the turbo. Ouch. That must have been expensive. I can agree with the 2013 Camrys being bulletproof. And Rob, talking about a 2001 Ford Ranger. If it was a 21 Ranger, that'd be cool. 2001 Rangers are interesting as well. Yeah, rust issues. Frame rust. 314k miles is a ton of miles, though. Well, let's take the Frankenstein Energy Narucci Class 7. I'm not Italian for a run and see how it does. I like the Monster Energy green livery going on here. Oh darn! It has ESC. No, it's got good ground clearance though. We'll see how it does. There we go. One thing I like about this one is it's definitely a sort of rally spec'd. The mirrors are super close to the windows because otherwise they'd be ripped off if you're going down a trail. Good, oh my goodness. Go. Look at what's happening with the suspension. Oh man, she's so soft. That is a strange issue with the ESC there. It was like limiting power. Very awkward, actually, very awkward. This one is 4x4, by the way, which is strange for a car. You can see that with the diff lock in the middle there. Let's go off the ramp. Straight as possible. Actually, not too bad, not great. Looks like she lives, though. Four-wheel drive seems to be a little bit stronger than all-wheel drive. The cars tend to live through the ramp jump. Hey, if you're sipping, then you're definitely sipping well today. As with every day on this stream. This car is so bouncy. The back end just, like, is popping up. Also, one of the wheels is screwed. I'm gonna keep going, even though this runs a little scruffy, because I want to see this one through to the end. Anything with a bump in the back like that is going to be taking damage, so... Oh yeah, the front axle is definitely shifted as well. Maybe when I said the four-wheel drive was durable, I was wrong. Sometimes I'm not always right. Oh, that was rough. Oh, we just lost a wheel. Okay, let's go again. Let's try her again. Oh yeah, it is solid axles on this. Coil springs, which is interesting. It's sort of like an off-road truck spec, but a car underneath. Car on top, truck on the bottom, I mean. Come on, give me the speed. Second gear. Yes. Okay, this time I'm trying not to repeat the same mistake I had before, where it kind of stalled out before the bumps. Yeah, this car is super, super bouncy. Really, really bouncy. So bouncy, holy smokes. I'm gonna have to be careful. It's actually bottoming out on the front because it's bouncing so hard that the front is getting too low and hitting the bumps. That's really funny. Oh, beautiful on the ramp though. That was excellent. I'm getting better and better at that in terms of consistency. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to talk about in this stream, I figured since the video that I put out yesterday was on the CRX. Okay, the car is definitely trying to attract a mate. It's going for another Frankenstein energy vehicle here. Or maybe Red Bull, I don't know. Oh man, oh no, I figured that section was gonna be rough. Yeah, okay, so before I talk about what I was going to talk about, solid axles definitely shift to the sides when you hit stuff too hard. And it doesn't happen with the independent front suspension. But this setup is like off-road spec. Kind of a different off-road spec than what we want though. Independent suspension is pretty common on the front of trophy trucks. And this is more like a rock crawler setup, which is interesting. I like the livery though, I think the stripes are really cool. And the green accents as well. It's definitely rally oriented. Oh, pull it together. I'm avoiding the bumps because this thing is so bouncy. Not a wheel. You know what? Heck it. Heck it, we're going through. Oh my goodness. Pull it together. Oh, the front axle is shifted as well. That's why it won't turn. It's crab walking the entire way. Oh, please count. One more time. Let's do it. This is the last run. Even if it absolutely gets destroyed, we're making it through. We have to get a time with this car. Okay, so yeah, my discussion about the CRX, the idea that I had to 3.5 liter J series Honda swap something is not just an idea. That's hopefully going to be a reality one day. I guess I could just drive it front wheel drive, but the front axle was screwed, if you noticed, on that last run there, so it was not gonna work. Oh my goodness. I thought I lost it there, I almost did. Hey, the car guy, welcome to the stream. Appreciate it. Keep it under 80. You know, that might honestly be the only way to get it through this in a decent form. I honestly just want to, like, finish a run with every single car. That's kind of what I've been doing. Ooh, that was clean. That was actually pretty good. There's a good chance we roll over on that bump if I'm not careful. Oh, no! That's bad. It wants to correct itself. There it goes. Alright, we got this. You know, I don't think I have seen that, to be honest. I don't spend too much time near dogs. So yeah, okay. So, my, I guess, father and mother-in-law, my wife's parents, they have an old 2004 Honda Odyssey van, and it's basically done. Like, it doesn't have that many kilometers, but Rust has claimed it because Ontario. And I gotta talk to him about it, but I'm thinking when he goes to get rid of it, which I know he wants to do, I'm just gonna be like, hey, your favorite son-in-law, I'll take that van off your hands, and then maybe, just maybe, I'm gonna snatch the J Series 3.5 liter V6 out of it, and maybe, just maybe, we're gonna find a car to slap it in. Maybe, just maybe. That's one of my ideas for the hopefully not so distant future. I think I've already told him that I want the engine, but I have to, like, cement that in there. If it's going to the scrapyard, it may as well end up in my driveway. Come on. V6 power washer? You know, that actually sounds like an excellent idea. If I could find a pump that could run off a V6, then a 240 horsepower V6 could be a pretty good power washer thing. But I've seen some people that will take the J Series 3.5 liter or 3 liter from an Acura, and they'll make it, instead of transverse, they'll orient it longitudinally. A lot of custom work, obviously, but you can make some pretty cool cars with that, and it would be amazing to be able to do swap it into a classic. That's kind of my idea. Yeah, no, class 7 has not been as fast as the other classes. I probably should have explained at the start of this what class 7 is, if you're not paying attention to the rule sheet, which is actually not even linked anywhere, I don't think, unless I put it in the description. But the rules for class 7 indicate smaller engines. So max size for naturally aspirated is 4.5 liters. Max size for turbo is 3.4 liters. So I don't think I missed a car. Did I miss a car? Making me worried, but we can always go back to it if I did. But yeah, class 7 stuff is slightly limited in terms of budget and power. So these cars are not as powerful as the other ones. And also, I think it depends a lot on how I'm feeling that day. The front fenders. Oh my goodness. Hold on a minute. This is the right one, right? The Subaru Vipera Turbo all-wheel drive Range Rover thing. Wow, interesting. Okay, let's do it. You know, I have been having struggles with this class. It hasn't been too bad, but I have been having some struggles, I will admit. You got me worried. Oh, that one is blue. So that means it's, I already ran that one yesterday. So yeah, that car actually has a score on the spreadsheet as of yesterday's runs. Got me worried for a second there, but thankfully I didn't miss anybody. If I accidentally offset the table or something, please tell me. Okay, this thing, the weird front fenders aside, ain't that bad until I believe I've just tweaked the entire front end. Yeah. Pretty quiet. I think it might have a muffler. Oh, it does have a muffler. Yeah, you can actually see the mufflers in game, which is cool. Surprising as well because there was no muffling that was necessary. Oh. Third run already. Actually, yeah, we'll do a third run. You know, I wanted to set sort of how far I want to get down today, and I kind of forgot how many cars I want to do. So we got 67 entries. I don't want to do 3 streams for this class unless I have to. So the next stream will probably be Saturday next week, unless I get some other time this week to run it. And then we'll finish off the entire showcase on Sunday. So 1 week from now. Basically, this is like a 3-week stream session that's been going on here. But it's been good to have all your support on it over the past couple of streams. I know Rob, for example, has been here for pretty much every single stream. So, yeah, I appreciate it. And there's 60 of you here off and on now, and that's really cool too. I'm trying not to look at the viewership too much, but it's encouraging. Ooh, that's bumpy. That's not good. That's really bad. Okay, this one's pretty quick. Might be a little soft. Might be a little too soft. One of the cool things about this showcase is if you like one of these cars, you can absolutely download it straight off the, yeah, Turbo Crash. And I believe Buzzy as well has been here for pretty much all these. I recognize you three as a consistent line. Also, Amos as well. But yeah, you can straight up download any of these cars off my Discord. They're all in the showcase submissions thing. You just have to look at the name and find it among all the files, because this time I didn't ask that people put up a picture, and a lot of them don't have pictures, so you gotta go by name to figure out which one is which. Interesting discussion a long time ago that came up was ownership of automation files and stuff. Like, if you make a car, do you own it? And I think the answer is no. It's just an exported file from a game. So, but anyways, that's a whole other discussion. I probably could go slower through that first ramp and end up with better times, but that's a 220, 221 actually. 221.074. Current first place in the class is actually 212. That means Cole Invictus, Colonel Invictus, doing the best out of everybody by like 10 seconds in this showcase section so far. Time for the Board Ranger. Yeah, this one has been popping up a lot as I mistype things. Board Ranger. Oh. Hey, that's good that my streams are working with your scheduling. I plan them always for the afternoon or evening, just because that's what works for my scheduling too. Boys, one thing that's you know you're an adult when I just got an email for a gas bill. that's that's how you know you're an adult. This one is made by It Me Eli. The Board Ranger, Colonel, pronounced with a short O. For the longest time, I did not ever pronounce that correctly, so yeah, I've kind of overcorrected, I think, and now I'm still saying it wrong. Let's see how this one does. Not enough chrome. You know, could use a little more chrome. No ESC, good. Oh, no torque either, that's not good. High revving engine, big turbo. Yeah, I guess that's what they thought was best with the 3.4 liter cap. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird to think about automation creation ownership because it depends on how you see BeamNG. Like, if BeamNG is a game, then automation creations are just a byproduct of the game, right? So it's not really yours. But if you see BeamNG as a tool, or sorry, automation and not BeamNG, if you see automation as a game, then they're not really yours. But if you see it as a tool, then you could possibly argue that, but I don't know how well that would hold up. It's almost like making a picture in Photoshop. Like, Photoshop is a tool. So if BeamNG is a game, then it's just a product of a game. And if automation is a tool, then you may be able to argue that you own it. I agree with you, Zach, in the sense that I basically just use automation for exporting. Genuinely, that's why I bought automation, was exporting. Building cars in-game is fine, but BeamNG is where it's at. However, I know they have some plans for some inbuilt automation stuff as well, so you don't have to race exclusively in BeamNG, but I'm sure they'll talk about that soon. There's lots of cool ways to compete with your friends anyway in automation. I mean, obviously, with that whole discussion I just brought up and am now subsequently encouraging, that's my opinion. People have different opinions on things, so. This is going to be a pretty good time, I think, for this board ranger. Oh, she got no torque though, come on. It's all up in the higher revs and I'm not running a manual, so I can't choose it. First run, 221. Actually good, not bad at all. That's 108. Sometimes it comes down to those milliseconds, so I gotta type them in accurately. Next one is the TAC. TAC. Ah, yeah, this one is cool. Oh yeah. Actually, Rob, now that you mentioned that, I had a really cool idea about that type of thing. I'm interested to see if that's actually possible. I'm sure somebody's tried it to be able to export automation creations into a like 3D printable file. There's got to be a way to do it. There has to be a way. That's something I'd love to do, is 3D print out Bugos, or just make a Bugo like 3D file for people to print. But I need a 3D printer of my own to test it out first and figure out how to do all that stuff. My brother is a software engineer. I might just be like, hey, can you write me some program to convert these files? And he might be able to do it. But we'll see. He's going to be like, what? Okay. Goodness. How long is the stream going to go on for? We're an hour, 10 minutes in. We probably got another hour and 20 left or so. It's... Yeah, no, we are straight up a family of engineers in my household. Except there's only 2 of us out of 5, so we're rocking that 40% of the house is an engineer. 4:20 is the time. I'll probably go till 5:30ish, maybe a bit more than that. We'll see. Is that actually possible, Aero Racer? Buzzy, are you able to do it? Are you able to export? I would assume that the way to do it would be to export it to beamng first, but I'm not sure how that works. Yeah, if they're not just one piece, then I don't know. That would make it difficult. So this one, oh geez, a little bouncy on these hills here. Created by Lulds, L-U-D-E-Z, Luds. This one is a really cool looking car, and if I end up crashing, we'll take a second to look at it a little further. But, oh yeah, okay, there we go. We're getting all the pieces to fly off it too. Okay. So this is all fixtures and just really well designed stuff. I love the convertible top and the roll cage stuff that's going on with this one. We got to stop and pause and look at the detailed design of some of these vehicles every once in a while. It's pretty cool though. Pretty darn cool. Ludes. Yeah, you're right, Ludes for sure. That would be a good, better way to pronounce it than what I said, Luds. Luds. There you go. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess if you have to do model cleanup in Blender, then you're pretty much halfway to already just modeling it in Blender by itself. But I'm sure that somebody has tried it. It'd be cool though. I think that would be a really cool project. And the Bugo, as an example, is a very simple car. It doesn't have that many fixtures. So if you can slap it all together in one model, not hollow or anything, just like a basic shape of it, then that'd be an extremely cool little project. Personally, I don't know much about software other than AutoCAD. You want to know something about AutoCAD, I'm pretty good at that, but I cannot model small stuff in 3D. Kind of funny how that works. I can model an entire subdivision in 3D, but I can't do the actual houses. Oh man, she gets bouncy. This one is a very interesting car. It's quick. It's not extremely quick. It's definitely quick. I don't know if it's quick enough for a championship time here. We're gonna slap Mr. Invictus off the charts. Changing that first part of the name so I don't screw it up. Okay, one more time. We're going for it. STL files. Yeah, I thought it was an STL file that you needed for 3D printing stuff. FreeCAD. Yeah, no, I guess any CAD works. I actually used to use SketchUp for stuff. I'm not sure if you can 3D print from a SketchUp thing, but it's not as specific as you would probably need to get like good measurements on things. I'm sure Fusion 360 is a better alternative, and that one is Autodesk as well, I believe. Which means I should have a decent grasp of the interface to start off with. It just costs money. Hello, unknown individual. SolidWorks. Ah, yes, that's probably it. One of the things that, like, I'm in civil engineering. I probably should have done mechanical. I'm just kind of generally more interested in that stuff, but I missed that opportunity. I went into civil instead, and now I'm stuck. Ah. It's all right though. I think software would have been cool too. If you're still a young lad out there, one of the 50 of you watching this, and you're looking for a career in engineering, I would definitely suggest mechanical is a good area to go into. Very broad. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in mechanical engineering. Or you can do civil like me and get into pipe stuff. That's what I focus on. But civil is big too. You can do structural engineering. You can do lots of different stuff just within the umbrella of civil engineering. All types of engineering in those sort of like practical applications are jobs that are really hard to automate. So that's one of the good parts and like future proofing of having this kind of work. Yeah, when I was in high school, I had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up. So it was like I wanted to do architecture when I was in grade 12, and I was kind of working towards that. But then I ended up switching my motives to civil engineering instead, which is probably for the best. Architecture isn't bad, but man, I hate architecture. Architect drawings nowadays. I have to read them for my work quite often, and man, they suck. I'm happy to be doing the ground instead of the house. 246 for this car. 3 runs. Whew. $246 940. No matter what engineering you get into, you have to be good with math, and you've definitely got to be good with just like figuring things out. All engineering is just solving problems. That's honestly it. When you're in school, you learn a lot of stuff. Not all of it is actually going to matter to your job in the future. The thing that you need to learn the most is how to solve problems within a given tool set. That's basically it. Oh man. So started with paper and pencil. Hey, that's classic. That's how they used to do it back before computers. Go either straight physics or computer science. Yeah, if you want to make big money, then computer science is definitely a way to go. But I think these days, man, the like big companies are laying off a lot of people in the tech industry, and I'm a little afraid of the future of that stuff. Like again, my brother is a software engineer, and he's an extremely smart guy. He's having trouble finding a job straight out of university, with like not bad grades or anything like that. He had co-ops, having trouble finding a job in the software industry, despite being probably an ideal candidate. And I just think that that's almost telling. I wonder how his classmates are doing as well. It's almost a recession time, so things are a little bit iffy in the software industry. So we got Roth, the Hayabera Typhoon, which is very nicely designed. Again, another one of these ones that has a lot of detail put into it, so I appreciate it. Yeah, if you want to get into engineering, I definitely encourage it. I think engineering is a very noble trade and also noble skill set. And if you're somebody who gets into mechanical stuff, your knowledge and skills can help you work on cars too. Especially if you get good with 3D software. You can design stuff for your own cars. But yeah, the biggest thing with engineering is totally just problem solving. Like, if you're good at solving problems, then you can become even better with school. And with workplace experience as well, obviously. Oh, I'm coming in hot here. Very hot, actually. That was beautiful. Very nice. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna hammer it. I want to go quick. I feel like this one has the potential to crack this class in half. We may have a big boy contender for the top of the charts here. Oh, unless I nail it into the ground. Oh. As we're talking about engineering, I think that interesting cars kind of lends to that sort of thing. Unless you're more artistically oriented, then you're probably into like the technology of how things work and stuff. Some people really like design, and for that, there's industrial design and things. And that stuff is very noble as well. Very cool careers for the future. Okay, we're coming out a little wide, a little more wide than we probably should. This is a hot spot right here. This is where cars make it or break it. Okay, this body in particular, as we found out, this particular truck chassis, oh my goodness, I almost lost it, is darn good in Baja. Absolutely insane, this one. Seems to be the perfect wheelbase, perfect width, just a really solid chassis overall. Oh no, it's not going to dethrone, but it is going to be a solid second place. Very nicely done. This one in the sportsman class with no power restrictions absolutely could have been a fast boy. 2:15:219. Nice, very nice. Okay. Balaclava, is that what this is? 60 Cent Motorsports balaclava thing. Let's see what. I don't think it has anything to do with that, but we'll just go for it. Package design, that's very interesting. That's very specific. Application testing, that's interesting as well. I don't know. Stuff like that where you're sort of piecing things together and just figuring things out. I just find that to be really cool. That's sort of my skill set in terms of like RCs and stuff, working on things, fixing things. And I just feel like I'm sort of a natural shoe-in for engineering. So it makes sense that's where I ended up. But when I was in high school and like picking colleges and stuff to go to, it was not that easy. I didn't know what to do. So that's why I just figured I'd give some advice to those who may be wondering. Although I think on my channel, if I look at the statistics, most people are like, my channel is like 97% guys, and then a lot of them in their late 20s, early 30s, something like that. So most of you are around my age, basically, which makes sense. Okay, wheel spin for days with this car. Is it? Oh, it's rear wheel drive, that's why. Hold on a minute. I gotta adjust my my driving ability. Slow speed is actually better. There we go, look at that, controlled. So, so good. Maybe third gear is probably where it lives. Hey, no worries. Unsolicited advice from some random old guy on the internet with a mustache. That would be me. Oh, this thing is quick for rear-wheel drive. Still can't hook up on that traction, though. It definitely wants to kill me at every corner. Yeah, I think, I guess we're not totally done on the life discussion, are we? Oh, goodness. I think I've tweaked something. Yeah, no, let's try one more run. Instrumentation and interfacing, that's interesting. Again, very specific stuff, so... Oh no. Go straight. If you go to school and you go for something really specific, it's both it's like a it's a risk in some ways, but it also could be a huge blessing. Like if you go to school for something super specific and you're able to find a job for it, then it's like, yes, that's it. You've found your place. But if it's too specific, then you won't be able to find work, which would suck. You gotta go in with a good mindset on those ones, and actually a place in mind to work as well. Like my wife is an example of that. Actually, she went to university for design, but like digital design. And that's fine when you live in Toronto because there are a lot of places that do stuff like that. But when we moved up to where we are, there's no real offices around here. It's all industry, more practical industry. And it's better for me because there's a lot of engineers around here, but it's not really good for her type of career. So it's, yeah, she can't really use her degree anymore. That kind of stuff happens. And I don't think it's a waste, but yeah, just got to be aware that stuff like that can happen. It is entirely possible to accidentally get a completely useless degree for your area. Okay, talking about this car, it's fast. I think it would have been faster if it was four-wheel drive, but yeah, she needs a little bit more grip to be able to get it moving. Oh. Social what? Okay, hold on a sec. Yeah, there's some degrees that are like straight up useless. Like a lot of art degrees. I know it sounds great to have an art degree, but unless you're going to be a teacher, it's yeah, I don't know if you'd ever going to be able to make that money back, especially if you go to university. A lot of philosophy degrees, unless you're going to become a philosophy teacher, it's yeah, I don't know what you're going to do to get that money back. If like my advice is essentially pick something practical, and that's the advice I'm going to give my children. It's like if you're gonna spend 100K on a degree, you better make it a good one. 56,430. Okay, let's do the next one. Made by Big Cal. The CalCert Baja 1000 NS. Let's see how this one does. Another one of those very funky designs. Okay, Buzzy, you're the exception. If you can find a good art job and you have like a design degree, then that's amazing. But I just feel like those are harder to come by than more practical degrees. Yeah, that's true, Thomas. It pretty much is. Like pretty much everybody has to have a degree. I mean, if you don't want to go to school, then absolutely go into trades. Like those jobs are always useful. I would suggest going for a skilled trade and not just a super basic one. Like obviously, I've worked in construction for a long time. I used to work in the field as well. Now I work in an office because I have a degree, or I have a nice piece of paper on the wall that says engineering on it. But that just means I don't have to labor in the field anymore. But yeah, no, a lot of the guys out in the field, they have nothing. Like some of them didn't even finish high school. They still make good money, but it's hard work. So talking about this one, the Baja 1000S. This thing is kind of crazy. I like how it has basically no body panels on it, and very Baja-esque. It feels like they just took the body off of a trophy truck, and then now we have it here with a big turbo and a nice fancy designed engine. So let's see it go. Oh my goodness, it's fast. Holy crap. Who made this again? Oh no. This is going to be one of those dangerous ones. I can feel it. Yep, that's dangerous. It flips very easily. Oh, that's bad. I like that straight pipe exhaust, by the way. Just straight out the side. Let's do it again. Oh yeah, the exhaust note on this thing is crazy. Hopefully it's not deafening to your ears, by the way. I did turn it down. I have the game turned down lower than usual. Oh, I saved it. Oh, that was a save and a half. Put that one in the record books. We're going for the fence. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna go one more time. One more time. Yeah, it's definitely soft. It's not a bad kind of soft though. It's just a little too soft. Oh my goodness. It's when you're taking a corner, you gotta be like right on it. Otherwise, one bump and she's over. I have to be careful with this. It has not inspired much confidence. It inspires violence within me. Oh man. Beautiful. Oh yes, perfect. That was actually really good. One of the things I've been thinking about, yeah, I could have a little bit too much camber. The design of this one is amazing though. I'm a huge fan of it. It was hard to choose a winner for this class for the thumbnail. That is the design contest by itself. It's just whichever one I like the most. And in this case, it made it to the thumbnail. But we'll be running that one later. But, yeah, this one was close. Wider track width? Maybe. Maybe wider track width. This one might need a little bit harder suspension, which is a rarity for this showcase. A lot of stuff is way too hard and also way too soft, but also somewhere in between would be better. It honestly does fine in the small bumps. Big stuff has problems. Turning has problems. It's fast as heck though. It is shockingly quick. Oh, I thought I was going to lose it with that nose down there. That was absolutely reckless. And there too. Could this dethrone the victor? Hammering it. Nope. And is that third place, I think? 2:15? Third place? 2:15.892. Pretty good. Next one is made by Hyperfang. It is the BMW E30 Baja. I've been looking forward to this one. It is kind of a BMW trophy truck thing. We'll see how well it does. Oh man. I'm gonna snap my back in half here sitting down for so many hours on the stream. Okay, how many cars have we done? Oh, Hyperfang, you're in the chat. Welcome. It's severely disappointing. Thank you for keeping my expectations in check out here. I'm prepping for disappointment. I'm gonna look at this and be like, no, that's the worst car I've ever seen. We have a lot of Class 7s left. I think this might be a triple stream because I've only done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is number 16 of 68. So yeah, that's 52 left. Ouch. We got time though. Let's keep going. Shall I be disappointed? Okay, it looks like a BMW kinda, but I appreciate the sort of Mighty Car Mods style chop off the back and just run it. Or send it, in their case, that they did with their Motor Trend crossover a long time ago. That was ages ago, actually. But yeah, I just thought that was a cool send-off thing. A cool aesthetic. Oh man, we are absolutely flying. It's fast. Once it gets moving, it really moves. Okay, time to line up for the... That was good, actually. I was worried. Oh, that was really good. Okay, second gear. The cars are slowly getting faster, or maybe it's just me getting more confident. Come on. Oh, that bush sometimes takes him out. You never know. If you hit that thing going the wrong way, then you just glean to the side and fly off the track. Oh, I feel like I could have lost it there. No, the mouse is on the screen. My worst pet peeve. Okay, it's gone. No. I want to be professional, come on. Yeah, no, this is not a professional stream by any means. Also, this car pulling to the left at the moment damaged it at some point during the ridiculous bouncing that I've been throwing at it. I think it actually performs better in third gear just because I'm not having as much wheel speed. Which is better for me because then it's not flying off the course. This feels like a super fast run. Is it enough to claim the title? Oh, that's a no, because we passed 212. But first run, axle shifted, 219. Not bad. Not bad at all. And it just immediately goes over on the rocks. That was a good one, Hyperfang. Thank you. Appreciate the submission. 567. Good. All right, next one. We got the AU Falcon by E. Not going to try to pronounce that any other way. AU Falcon Baja 5. Actually, 6. Yeah, I guess we can try and get down to the next red mark on the spreadsheet there. And then that'll be that. We'll see how long it takes. The more we do, the better. The more we do, the better. So. My headphones have a little lock with this cord, so sometimes I just got to make sure it's still locked. Otherwise I'm going to pull that out accidentally. I still got T left, so we're still good. Interesting, interesting. This was definitely a Ute. I like the arrow pointing to the fuel thing. Oh. Okay. All-wheel drive. Let's see how she does. Okay. I'm hoping for the best here. It's actually not too bad on the bumps. Pretty good so far. Oh. Oh. Spooky. Hey, thanks for watching the stream, Rob. I appreciate you sticking around. See you again soon. That is an unorthodox way to take that. I messed that up. I was looking at chat. Oh, actually, never mind. I see that somebody else was leaving. I said goodbye to the wrong person. Oh, whoops. I suck. Sorry. You said don't crash this time, and I did anyways. Whoopsie. My fault. There you go. Look at that. It rolled itself over. It realized it was in Australia for a second, and it needs to be upside down. Straya. I think I was talking before about Australia being one of those places I want to go. That's one of those places where I would like to go. I'm afraid a little bit of the sun, but it's gonna be good. One day. You know what would be extremely cool is to fly to... Oh, goodness. I think the automation devs are in New Zealand. Is that true? I definitely would like to go meet them one day. That'd be pretty cool. Oh my goodness. Almost lost her there. Oh no. Man, I'm having trouble keeping this one on the road. It wants to be driving out in the outback, shooting kangaroos and stuff instead of the California desert. It's like, take me home. Country roads. Is this a Crown Vic body? I don't know. It's a Ute body, but it could have been a Crown Vic at its base. It is all-wheel drive as well. It's not a true 4x4. Cruising down the sides when you're not hitting the bumps. This thing is shockingly fast. Unfortunately, hitting the bumps is part of the track, so I gotta do at least something on the bumps. I've definitely tweaked something in the front end. One of the wheels is screwed up there, and I'm also accidentally cheating the track a little bit. So we will for sure not cheat it on these bumps. And cash in a decent time of 2:30, and it exploded. 2:39.61. $2:39.61. Something going on in the chat here. I see a lot of a specific name. I was honestly going to say that it's been good the last couple streams. We have not had any spammers, but who knows? Things could change. This one is the Toyota. Yeah, that's how you get hidden. Goodbye. Yeah, this one made by Scarface. Sorry guys, I should have stopped that earlier. This one made by Scarface PT. The Toyota Baja 7. All spelled out nice and easy for me to pronounce. Short vowels and stuff, I can do it. Perhaps. Yeah, I think yours is at the bottom, Cobra. It's gotta be... Remember seeing something about that. Anyway, we have a lot of cars to get through. We have a ton of cars to get through. Oh my goodness, we have so many cars to get through. Okay. Well, let's do it. There's no time like the present. Is this making noise? There we go. Wasn't clicked into beamng. Oh, I actually totally forgot something. On the, totally forgot to bring up a page on my, panel of stuff that I need to look at here. Kind of important as well. Okay, good. Yeah, just in case somebody donates, I'm trying to, like, have the chat is here as well, so I don't miss it. Alright, let's run through this one. Let's see how it does. All-wheel drive. Easter egg in the interior. I can check the interior, I guess, if it has an interior view. Oof. If I screw up this run, then I'll give it a check on the inside. Which I may screw up this run, that is entirely possible. This one is quite good. It feels like it's got some weight to it, which is actually a big bonus on this track. Some of these cars are way too light, and it shows. Baja, we need weight, we need heaviness. That helps us with the bumps, and helps us with a lot of things. I see that there's a sign being held by the co-driver, which is possibly linked to this Easter egg. I like that kind of detail, though. Somebody spent some time on this. Or, well, we know who spent some time on this. Scarface. Oh, that's rough. Well, it looks like we're getting our interior look. Oh, I can't read it. No, there's no... Hold on a minute. It's fun to be able to be in the cars, by the way. That's really cool. It's got an actual, like, working digital dash. Huh. Okay, what we'll do is when I finish the run with this, we'll go into free cam and we'll actually, like, take a look at it. I've somehow activated the lap timing portion of this, so now you get to see all of the individual times as we run this track. There you go, 13 seconds at the beginning. I don't know, is that quick? It feels quick. Yeah, beamng, if you're talking about... Oh, that's bad. No, we all know that free cam is Alt F4. That's how you get to free cam. Oh, that's rough. You can use Shift C to go to free cam. That's what I was trying to do. C is also shift the camera to the next one, but obviously I didn't want to do that in a competitive scenario. Oh no, another wheel lost. We might be running this one home on a a classic three-wheeler. Hey, the GTX 1050 Ti is a pretty good card. At least it used to be. These days, the 3050 is probably your best budget bet. At least if you want to go with the green team. Don't crash? Hey, you say don't crash, I crash. That's how it works. Stubbornness. Obstinance. ADD. No, a lot of different things. Actually, there's a thing called ODD as well. Oppositional defiance disorder, not just ADD. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Don't jinx it. Hey, I appreciate the donation. Oh no, I got distracted, but I was kind of flipping anyways. Actually, we landed that. Thank you for the donation to the Evo Fund. I appreciate it. And yes, the 20,000 starts with 5 euros. Or is that pounds? I think it's pounds. Currency, not good. Should probably know more about European currency than I do. Pounds, yeah, pounds. Thank you for the correction. Yeah, euros is like an E with an equal sign on the inside of it, is it not? I gotta remember these things. I feel like I show my ignorance, I guess, as a North American sometimes with, with currency stuff. It's like, man, I only know dollars. Dollars are dollars, that's it. That's all I got. But there are a lot more currencies in the world, obviously. I'm still gonna hold to my free cam promise, so don't worry, we'll see what that little note is for me on the interior. Really well done interior, by the way, on this one. CHF. Beautiful. 217 and free roam before I forget. Oh, did I lose that time? Uh-oh. It was 217 point something. Hey, thank you for the donation. Car fund is a worthy investment. Excited to see the Cerberus. How far down is the Cerberus? Oh, jeez. Oh, that's really far. Wow, that's super far. That's not going to be till the next stream, so I apologize in advance. That's euros as well, 20 euros. See, I can get this correct sometimes. Wow. Okay, as we do this, I'm going to shift her into... There's free cam right there. Let's take a look at the note. Wait a minute. There we go. Baja 7 Learning 101. Don't die, have fun. Thank you for the message, I appreciate it. This should have been the thumbnail right here. I didn't even know that was in there, but I really like this working dashboard, even with this screwed up steering wheel. Love the detail, really cool. 217, 297. Thank you. 297. I went too fast and I lost the time. We could probably find it in here, actually. There it is right there. 217, 297. That is actually good enough for 19th place overall. You can see kind of how the times have been going in the showcase based on that. Next one we got Class 7 BB8, which is another trophy truck-esque vehicle. Let's give her a go. So let me explain the Evo Fund a little bit. It's basically a joke. I don't think I'll ever actually get to 20,000 Canadian dollars. Like, that's insane. That's a ton of money, and I don't anticipate that people would donate that much. I figure I'm just gonna leave it up for every stream I do, so it can constantly like be totaled up for every super chat that comes for the next year or so, and we'll just kind of see how much that adds up to. And I'm kind of curious. But I would really love to buy a Mitsubishi Evolution, specifically an Evo 10, as they're kind of the easier ones to get in North America. And they cost about $20,000 for a good one. There's some bad ones out there for cheaper, but for a nice one, they're about 20 grand. So that's where that number comes from. But I'm not trying to be greedy. Like, I legit don't expect to get up that high. What'll probably happen is the Evo Fund will just be like a couple $100 or something over the course of the full year, and I'll be like, guys, I spent the Evo Fund on an air intake for my Tiburon. So I apologize. So that's where all the donations go, is from even the PayPal stuff in the description, which also has an alert, and Super Chat just goes to the Evo Fund. And any sponsorships as well, I'll put my own money into it too. This one is made by British Nut, Class 7 BB8, another trophy truck aesthetic vehicle. Let's give her a run. 20k waifu paint job, oh jeez. I would get pulled over so much if I had a waifu on the side of my car. You don't really see that on trucks, it's mostly Japanese import stuff, but I think I could get behind that. If somebody wants to donate 3 grand or something like that, I'll go get my the box of my truck wrapped with some randomness. Just the box though, I'm not doing the cab. I know a lot of creators will set like goals of, I need $1,000 to dress up in a maid costume or something. I'm looking at you, Rye. Twin Turbos Rye has done stuff like that before and actually made it to the goal, which is insane in my eyes. But I don't know about that. That sounds a little out of my wheelhouse. So wrapping a vehicle with something stupid, I would definitely be down to do that. It'd be a lot of fun. And obviously make a video on it too. Goodness, gotta do that promotion. Talking about the Class 7 BB8, actually pretty nice driving this one. Pretty fast. Not crazy, which is a good thing, and decent suspension as well. I think this one has definitely got a good time in it. Whether I can get it or not is a different question, but yeah, there's a good time in this truck somewhere. Oh man, she bouncy over this section though. Holding together pretty well. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a great time actually. Going down into second, if I can keep it together. I actually gotta not look at the time when I'm running these, because then I get anxious. It's like, uh-oh, that was a really good sector, and then we get screwed up. That's a 2:07, and therefore the fastest car in this class, I believe. And that pushes first place, previously Invictus, down into second place. That was really good. That was a great time. Next we got the Delta V, or Delta 5 Volume TX. Another trophy aesthetic type vehicle. You probably don't want to just add random people on Steam, Anthony. That's not a good idea to do that. Just a pro tip. Don't add random people on Steam. That's how you get your... You might have seen those pushing messages that people do before. Sometimes they send you stuff like, oh, I've hacked your Steam account, and if you click the link, then you're screwed, basically. Yeah, don't lose your Steam account to spammers and people who claim to be your friends on Steam. Bad idea. Is this race playable for the public? Yes, ma'am, or sir. Probably sir. It's on the Discord. I posted it in the showcase submissions section. You can download the track, and then you have to import it into beamng, and you can play it if you want to. All right. Kerman, Delta 5 TX. Let's see how she goes. How does the fun meter go up? It's through Streamlabs, so it basically just tracks the donations that come in, and I think it converts currency and stuff, and then it just converts it to Canadian and raises the meter. So what I do is in OBS, it's a browser source, and then it's going through that thing on Streamlabs, basically. It's pretty easy to do once you know how to set up OBS stuff. Good, Anthony. Yeah, don't be that dumb. Be smart on the internet. It'll serve you well in your all ages, especially when you're young, though. I remember, okay, this is ancient. My family growing up, we didn't have internet. And I was very new to the internet when my family finally got it, and I remember I was on my parents' computer, and we got one of those pop-ups that's like, oh, you won $1 million or something. This was on Windows XP, so maybe showing my age a little bit. This thing is fast, by the way. And I ran down to my mom, and I was like, Mom, I just won $1 million. And she's like, let me see. And she told me about the dangers of internet pop-ups at that point. But I thought it was real. I legit thought it was real. I was just a child. But that's my first experience with scams on the internet. Oh my goodness, this thing is fast. When you hit it, it's so quick. I'm having trouble keeping it on the track, to be fully honest, but that's kind of a good thing, because it floats over these bumps like nothing. Hard on the brakes. Oh, a little too hard. Actually, not hard enough. Okay, I'm gonna do that one again. We didn't get tweaked, but it's only the first run. Hey, Turbo Crash, I appreciate you sticking around with this stream. Oh, does this thing have ESC and I just never noticed? Well, alright. Yeah, no, I really don't like scams on the internet, as you can likely imagine. It's, I don't like when people prey on vulnerable people. Just one of those like general human traits I think most of us have. Like, have you ever seen those videos on YouTube of like call centers? Most of them are in India for whatever reason, but where they scam old people online. Like sometimes there's videos, I think it's called Scammer Payback, I've seen some stuff from. It's just really sad to watch because people are losing money to these people. And yeah, I don't know. It's just it just makes me think of the old people in my life. I'm like, man, would they fall for this? I hope not, but you never know. And then in the future, it's like, I gotta be a tech-savvy old man of the future. I'm only 27, but I don't know, man, I'm gonna fall out of technology at some point. And then I gotta be careful. Don't want to lose my income over some stupidity online. And scams will evolve and change, right? You just gotta be up with the times, I guess. This truck might have the fastest sector of anything through this section, just because it can take the bumps super, super well. Okay, slow, steady, not flipping, and running through here. No ESC at the start. This would be the fastest time of the showcase for sure. Oh, that was not quite enough, but I'm hammering it. That's a 207, but actually second place. Oh my goodness. 207.4, whoops, 435. Oh no, I wrote that in the wrong section. 207 a.m. No. 435. That's second place. Very nice. Very nicely done. That's 2 really good times in a row. Next one, we got the Ford Mondeo. That's their name, sorry. 8086K is the next one. The Trailback 6 OR. See how she does. Yeah, sorry to everybody who's getting kicked out of the top 10. The times are getting better in this class. I think we're pretty strict on the 2 minutes for the last several runs here. Pretty good though, pretty good. Hey, that's true, Coco. Some young people are super vulnerable to scams online, and they're just not really aware of the risks that can happen. All right, Ford Mondeo ST220, the 8086K or 8086K, Trailback 6. A car turned Baja race car. Let's see what it'll do. This one feels quick. No ESC to worry about. No ground clearance. And an open sunroof, so somebody's getting a fistful of sand out of this one. Oh, the small bumps. Absolutely terrifying. Anything that's low is destined to have problems. But the suspension on this car is actually really nice. Very smooth. Very smooth through there too, all things considered. Okay, I spoke a little too soon. It was rough on the exit, but it was actually quite good. Nice and smooth through there as well. It is genuinely becoming a passion of mine to hit that jump in the perfect way. That was not an example of it, but oh my goodness, holy handful. I hope this one's a one-run deal, but you never know. So yeah, I think we're actually not too far off my goal of hitting approximately halfway down the list today. because if we can stream the rest of the Class 7s next week on Saturday, I might be kicking myself in the from today not doing more cars, but we're already 2 hours into this stream, and yeah, I just don't want to do a 3.5 one like I did yesterday. Sundays are supposed to be a day of rest, and here we are, not resting. We're going hard in in beamng. Oh, that's rough. Actually, this car off the bumps, fast as heck, smooth, very nicely made. But when it gets to these little bumps here, it has major difficulties, as you can see. Oh, wow, that was rough. No! Land it. Yes. One roll and she good to go. That's true Baja fashion there. Oh, too strong on that. No! Yes! Yeah, there's a faster time in that car if you can take the track a little bit more aggressively. It's 2:36. Not a bad time. 2:85. What time are we at? You know what? Let's try and get done a few more. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 cars done so far out of 68. Still a lot left. 21 cars out of 68 means 47 left. Oof, that's tough to do in one stream, so I gotta keep going. Whatever I can get done is a good thing for next time. Vastra. Oh yeah, this car. I remember this one. Made by... okay, I'm not even going to try. Not even going to try. Mezengu? Words. They're difficult. This car is strange for a number of reasons. One of them, I believe it's actually like period correct timeline. I'm pretty sure it's 60s or 70s. And then two, it's front wheel drive and OG rule set. So different from what we've been driving in this class, as one of the rare front wheel drive cars in this entire showcase. Very, very strange. Oh, sorry, I just hit the mic. That would be so loud for you. Apologies. Yeah, so I like what it says on the side of it. If there was a sponsor, I could afford a faster car. Very funny. And no power, baby. Lead Fuel Gang, that's where it's at. Leaded Fuel Gang is a classic Discord thing. Let's do it, though. You know, this one's got a full interior as well. Yeah, just like really, really nice. I wasn't planning on showing the interiors for these, but some of them you gotta see. Oh man, front wheel drive is so weird. It's probably better than rear wheel drive, if I'm honest. Okay, third gear is not the place for this car. It does not have a lot of power. This is going to be a long time, but it'll probably be a pretty smooth run. I think it's not going to be bad. I don't think it's going to be particularly tippy or anything, and not being particularly quick. That said, we could slow roll this thing easy. So this one is another example of the like car turned Baja car type thing, where it's a car converted for Baja as Class 7 is supposed to be. But this one never received the gigantic wheels and suspension that you could potentially see with a lot of these conversions, so it's just a more road car-esque vehicle on some off-road bumps, which is commendable, but gonna be interesting. That's not enough speed. Oh my goodness. Oh, I've shortened the wheelbase. All right, let's do that again. I don't think it's got enough gusto to get over that ramp, to be honest with you. We're going to have to take this as an alternative and go around the outside. You know, these challenges are very sporadic. They don't happen that often. I kind of, I don't know, it depends on how busy I am. And it depends on my willingness to do another one after doing the last one. In this case, I don't know. It's going to be some time before the next one. I got a whole room renovation I need to do before I can even think about putting on more workload for myself. So I would suggest if you're looking for these, then you should probably do some user challenges because they're pretty fun. One of the things that I have been meaning to do actually is put cars into the user challenges of my own, just as a side thing. If I do a video on it, I'm afraid I'll attract too much attention to the user challenges and then they'll get a little bit too big. But yeah, we're going to do the side exit here. I don't want it to be unmanageable for the creators of them, but I would like to help out with some of them by submitting a car of my own. So we'll see. Gotta get into that. I think I don't really I don't play automation casually very much. Like, I play it almost exclusively for videos, so it would be good for me to just kind of make stuff on my own without having to do a video on it. That's where the stuff like the Magnum Opus comes in, because it takes me several recording sessions to make one of those, and yeah, it's more of a passion project. That kind of brings out the fun in automation again, when I can just sit down and just design something really cool. At least it's cool in my eyes. Okay, I see your analogy and I will eventually read it here. Something to do with dogs. Too many dog analogies though, come on. This might come as a surprise, and this might be the most controversial thing I ever say, but I don't really like dogs, to be honest. I'm a little afraid of them. Let's flip it over. Come on. Yeah, no, sip for the dogs as well. I'm not exactly a dog lover. I understand small dogs, and I don't mind them, but big dogs, man, they're kind of scary. I am also somebody who likes cats more as well. Cats versus dogs, I'm choosing cats. Small dogs are okay, like I said, but I don't know, man. Those big dogs can be really scary. Dogs are powerful. You gotta be mindful of what you're doing. Okay, this car is an interesting one in the sense that it's slow as heck, but it's definitely not the slowest in the showcase. 325. Whew, Lead Fuel Gang represent. 325, 561. Not awful. Not awful at all. Let's pull out the Magnum Opus, but not mine. Magnum Opus 2.5 Class 7. This is another very well designed car. Oh, whoops. Losing my own windows. I need a third monitor. Genuinely, I need a third monitor for these streams. I need more space. 130-pound Timberwolf. See, that is like... That's big. That is massive. I know some people, they have a young child and they also have a huge dog, and I'm always like, I don't know, I'm worried about this big dog and the child. I know the dog would never like intend to hurt them, but they totally could with their weight. But a cat, I don't know, a cat would just hurt them out of spite. So maybe it's not quite the best comparison there. Boys, let's get through the Master Magnum Opus 2.5. I'm seeing a problem with this one immediately. Are you noticing it? Are you seeing the issue? The front is super low. This is a very wide lad, an extremely well designed car as well. Super, super cool. I don't know. I'm just a fan of this body in general. The taillights wrapping around the back, a little bit of a flaw, but super cool otherwise, and exceptionally quick as well. Hopefully it doesn't plow the sand a little too much and lose that front end. You know, that's funny that you say you've only been bitten twice, and that's really good. I've had very bad experiences with cats. I used to play the piano, and my piano teacher had a bunch of cats. And I remember one time I went to piano early, and she was teaching. She was just finishing up with another student, so I was hanging around in one of the like side rooms with one of the cats, and it just came out of nowhere and bit me for no reason. It was just like, okay, and bit me on the wrist pretty badly. But I still like cats. I kind of see how that goes. Oh, we got a rear inline engine here, inline 6. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. Cats can tear you up. They've got claws, well, they have fangs. They're cats. You've got a small lion in your house, just a little bit more passive. Or maybe not lion, leopard would probably be the best example of it, unless you have one of those like Persian cats, and those things are flat nosed and, in my opinion at least, absolutely hideous. But yeah, my wife is allergic to pets in general. Thankfully, not hedgehogs though, so that's why we have a hedgehog. So no cats or dogs in this house. Okay, more speed, more power, less friendship, and I've made it through my second attempt at the ramp. Ooh, that was rough. You know, my dad is also allergic to cats and also dogs, so I just never grew up with larger pets. I had fish when I was a kid. We actually had fish for quite a long time. Goldfish, betta fish. We were a fish family. Oh, that's rough. This thing does not take small bumps well, probably because the nose is super low to the ground for Baja. This would be better as like a dirt racer. If the track was flat, it would be killing it, but it is absolutely not flat. Oh, that's a pop-up. Oh my goodness. I'm doing a nose grind. Playing Tony Hawk out here in beamng. Oh man, I really love those old Tony Hawk games though. I gotta get back into that. Gotta boot up my PS2. Anyways, that's a major side thing. Pro skater, we gotta get into it. Can you cuddle a reptile? No. Reptiles are more just to look at. They don't really do much except for bathe in the heat lamp. Same thing with hedgehogs to an extent. Ours is very combative. Some of them are super warm, but it depends on which one you get and their personality. Our hedgehog is very scared, and she doesn't like to do anything except for huff and be a sea urchin. But she is extremely cute when she does do stuff. 507, very nice. Alright, let's run a few more. I'd love to run 5 more or 6 more, but I think I'm going to have to pack up the stream before we do that. Let's do 2 more. The Roadmaster Baja class. Roadmaster Baja Class 7. This is it. 4x4, thank goodness. Dogs, cats, hamsters, gerbils, rabbits, fish. Wow, and a snake. Wow, that's a lot of pets. Hopefully not all at the same time. That would have been a bit of a crazy household. Rabbits are least favorite. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to have a rabbit. They seem to have a lot of issues as well. And they're kind of big. Backyard, like we have wild rabbits around here and they hop around in the backyard, so that's good enough for me. My grandpa has a decent backyard. I remember one time I went over there as a kid. I must have been like 6, and there was a rabbit in the backyard. So my grandma gave me a carrot, and I ran out to try and feed it, but it wasn't particularly friendly. It ended up biting my grandpa when he tried to feed it. He was scared. For obvious reasons, we're huge compared to rabbits. No, I don't intend to be sniping the rabbits in my backyard. I kind of like their presence. And it also provides food for the stray cats that are also in my backyard. There are a lot of them back there. Okay, the big Roadmaster, surprisingly good, and I'm thinking it's the wheelbase and the weight of this boy that's helping it. Third gear is killing it as well. Oh wow, that is a smooth transition. Very, very red, this car. That's the best way to describe it. Yeah, it's red. The rabbits taste better than the cats. Oh, you're thinking a little bit deeper than I am here. Wild rabbit. Yeah, man, I caught this rabbit in my backyard and I had it for dinner the next day. I mean, I guess that could happen around here. It's country enough. But not quite that country. When's the new Bulbasaur vid? Oh geez, it's been over a year, hasn't it? I'm not gonna post any more Bulbasaur vids, but I probably could. I did those as like a secondary series in the week, and I kind of quit doing that just because I felt like I was too busy with YouTube stuff, and I'd like one video a week instead. Sweet home. Oh man, copyright strike. Oh, that's a great jump, actually. You know, I'll never forget that time. I think it was PewDiePie, larger creator. Probably he was the largest for a while. He hummed the Halo theme in a video and it got copyright striked. Like, that's the kind of stuff I'm afraid of sometimes. I do not want to get copyright striked for even mildly singing a song. Not saying that these streams make any revenue, because other than donations, they pretty much don't. But, yeah, I mean, I want less copyright strikes on my channel, not more. I only have a few, and I like to keep it that way. Okay, we're actually going to come in for a clean run with this big boy. This thing is basically a limo. Taking her around the outside. And, oh no! I knew that was going to happen. Oh, a wheel. One more time. It's okay, Anthony, don't worry. I'm the one who's reading your chats and then also singing them aloud, so my fault. My singing is so poor that I don't think we're going to get copyright striked for Sweet Home Alabama, but you never know in this cruel world we live in. Honestly, big creators, they have to be so careful of that stuff. Like, if they put out a video they spent a lot of time on, it could just get snapped up. Revenue gone. The system's always been broken, but yeah, that's just how YouTube works. Oh, jeez. Hunting, I know, and I see that you mentioned that. It's something I have never been really interested in doing, but I know some of the guys at my work are really into it. Duck hunting in particular. I've just never been really into, like, guns and things. I guess bows are another way, but killing stuff has never been something I've been interested in doing. I know, I realize it's a necessity to survive. If I was like, okay, all food production stopped and all of a sudden we're like, oh no, you have to fend for yourself, I'm straight up screwed. Like, I have no hunting abilities. No hunting, no trapping abilities. I'm gonna have to learn that stuff quick. I'm gonna be picking up fruit from the trees. Actually, we don't really have fruit trees here. It's a little too cold for that. I'm gonna be eating pine cones. That's it. I'm toast. Oh no. I think in some aspects hunting is almost a life skill. Like by life skill I mean one of those things that you should at least know roughly what to do in case you get stuck in the bush and you need to eat something. Survivor Man style. Oh man, drink your own pee. I used to actually watch those survival shows, but yeah, I'm just not that interested anymore. Okay, the big roadmaster clears the course in 1:30, 7:89. Lovely time. 2:30, did I say 1? I meant 2. Commander Trady, the V6. This is another Ute. Trady is a very Australian thing to say. I like the body though, it's well done. You just come out of nowhere and say Minecraft. I guess that is survival, but you're not really learning that much playing Minecraft. Yeah, punch the tree. Okay, that'll get you something. Punch a pig until it dies. Do that in real life, see how well it goes. My goodness. Yeah, the stream is almost 2.5 hours, which means we've hit my goal basically. Fishing is a lot of fun. I really do like fishing. It's been ages since I did anything though. I've watched enough dank pods to know what a tradie is. Hot pickles, very very nice. That's got to be some Australian stuff I don't understand. Super cool, very simple livery though on this one. I love the green. I live in fishing country, literally between several lakes. I'm 5 minutes to one lake, 5 minutes to another, and then maybe 15 to another. Like it's fishing everywhere here, and a lot of water sports, and obviously snowmobiling is huge. So yeah, I'm kind of in that fishing area. So I don't have a fishing license. I used to fish as a kid though. I would like to get back into that. The only problem is I do really, really bad in the sun. I'm not good with heat, so yeah, probably wouldn't do too well out in a hot boat all day. But if I can find some shade, I'm done. I'm good. I used to fish a lot with my dad back when I was a kid. He really likes fishing. He has several boats. And I remember distinctly, I'm going to give you some nostalgia from my own childhood here. Yeah, there's other reasons why I can't be out in the sun, I'll tell you in a bit. You probably already know, actually. But yeah, I have distinct memories with my dad, and good memories as well, of going out in the boat and eating like slightly moist, warm peanut butter sandwiches with nothing else, just peanut butter on the between the slices of bread, and drinking off-brand ginger ale, usually warm as well, because the boat was just an aluminum boat. We had no real place to store this stuff, so the cooler would get warm throughout the day, and then by the time it was lunchtime, all the stuff, all the like ice pack would be melted, and stuff would get all wet in there. But yeah, that's a real like nostalgia thing for me, is those times with my dad out in the boat. And I remember, I mean, it's supposed to be pretty quiet when you're out there, but I would be like yabbering on about random stuff just as a kid, and spending time with my dad. Don't really have time to do that stuff anymore, so I guess that's why it sticks with me. maybe one day I can do that for my own child, have something that helps us bond together. Dropping some major hints in my last video, because yeah, things are happening. Beans and hot dogs, hey, that's a good memory too. The tradie finishes first run 238 5-1 5-1-4-5-5-4-1. I have legit lost it. Boys, not yet. Not yet. Soon though, quite soon. That was a pretty good run that we did. We've actually done a lot of the Class 7 cars. I'm getting really hot in the office here. Sorry, I'm banging around. Let's close things off. How many cars did we run today? I gotta count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We've done 25 cars today, and out of 68, that means we have 43 left to do in the last half of this stream stuff. I think things are going to get a little bit wild in the next stream. We may have to do a short stream on Wednesday again, or possibly Tuesday this week, just to do another 20 cars, because otherwise the stream on Saturday is going to be like a 4-hour plus deal where I struggle to get through these. But yeah, I'm good for today. I hope that things have been good for you too. Majorly appreciate the donations that that people have been giving for this for this stream. Towards the Evo Fund, we're actually up to $34, which is crazy. But yeah, it's been great. I'm very happy with the way that the streams have been going, and I'm thankful that everybody's here to check it out. I'll see you guys again soon. And until then, probably going to stream Tuesday now that I think about it. We didn't get quite as far today as I wanted to, so yeah, I'll talk to my wife and see when the best time to go is, and we'll get into it. Part 2 coming up soon. Thanks for watching. See you again soon, and yes, more stuff coming up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Tuesday will probably be in the evening, probably like 6 or 7, maybe even 8 p.m. If you want a reference right now, it is 5:41, and I'm starving. Yeah, drop a like on the stream before you go. See you again soon, guys.